everybody, welcome back to So Can You. I am Sashina. If you're new here, I'm a communications officer by day, fashion designer by night, and now YouTuber. And for this video, please pardon the cars in the background because I'm living roadside. But for this video, I'll be showing you how to stitch on different types of buttons. Now, I did a small survey recently and I noticed that a lot of millennials and Gen Zers have never actually stitched a button on and they don't know how to. So I figured before I start getting into the big stuff like making pencil skirts or doing a sheer top, I'd show you how to stitch on different types of buttons. In my hand here is my jar of buttons. Different colors, different shapes, different styles, different sizes, and from this I'm going to show you the three main types. I think I'm going to focus on three main types of buttons because the others aren't really for domestic use and you won't find them on a lot of your garments. So stay tuned and remember to subscribe. So here we have three different types of buttons: flat buttons, shank buttons, and press studs or snap buttons. This is a 4-hole flat button, as you can see from the 4 holes here. And this is if my nails would stop embarrassing me, this is a 2-hole flat button characterized by the 2 holes in the button. So these holes serve as guides for the thread to attach it to the fabric. So remember, this is a 2-hole flat button and this is a 4-hole. Next we have the shank buttons. These are characterized by a protrusion to the center back through which the thread is guided. So the needle goes through here, back out, and attaches the button to the garment. They're available in different sizes, shapes, colors, and material. And finally, we have the press studs or snap buttons. Some people don't regard them as buttons, but I do because they're still closures. So how these buttons work is on either side of the closure, you have one piece of the button. There's a concave side and a convex side, and you snap them closed. Once you close the buttons, they're not conspicuous at all. These plastic ones I like to use on my wedding dresses because they basically disappear when applied. Love them. So let's learn how to apply a flat button. So first you're going to determine where exactly on the garment you want to apply it and make a little mark, something that's visible but also washable. String your needle. What I like to do is quadruple my thread, that way I don't have to stitch like several times. You know, work smarter, not harder. It was at this moment I realized I might need glasses. I need a bigger needle. Got it. And then make a little knot. Find that little spot you made earlier and stick the needle directly through it, and then find one of the holes. If my nail would let me. Got it. So stick the needle through one of the holes. Pull it through to the top. Ensure it's flat, so hold it in place with your thumb and index finger. And then guide the needle through the other hole. See? Simple. Pull it through tightly and then stick the needle through the first hole it was coming through. And then just repeat the process. Button raised a little. Put it under the button. You don't have to do it, this is optional. Then you wrap it around once, twice, 3 times. See, it's not a little raised. And then you go to the back. This is how I do my buttons. And for a little extra reinforcement, you're going to stitch around the stitches you already made. Finally, on that last stitch, you're going to do a little loop with the thread. So pull it through this loop and pull it tightly. That should also reinforce the reinforcements. There you have it. Pull it tightly. It could have been a little neater, but it works. So tug, tug, tug. It could have good to go. There you have it. So you have to separate it to stitch it. So it's two different sides. Ensure that you stitch it with the convex side down. This side goes onto the close and this side goes onto the opening. Goes like this and comes over, right? So we're gonna stitch one over here and one over here. Mark your spot and then hold it in place with your thumb and index finger. There are 4 small holes equally spaced on the circumference of the button. You're going to use those as your guides. So what I try to do is ensure that there are equal amounts of stitches, equal tightness in each hole. That way the button doesn't feel unbalanced, because there's going to be some pressure to pull it apart. So you want to ensure that it's balanced around the entire button. Then you're going to repeat the knotting process that we did on the flat button. We're going to do this across the board for all buttons because it works. Now for the other side of the button, you want to ensure that the placement is equally spaced. Otherwise, once you close it, your garment is going to be lopsided and we don't want that. So string your needle and repeat the process. You stitch it on just the same way you stitched on the other side and we're done. Dum, dum, dum. Now for our final button application, we are going to replace the missing shank button from this top. So the first thing you want to do is find the center between the other 2 buttons. So find the center, it's 6 inches, so we're going to mark it at 3 inches. Make our mark, ensure that it aligns with the other buttons because you don't want it lean. Try to use a thread as close to the fabric as possible. So from the underside of the fabric, you're going to stick the needle through onto the right side, find the shank, guide the needle through the shank and pull it down onto the fabric. Hold it tightly with your index and thumb and go back through the bottom, or rather to the wrong side. And then you just repeat the process. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Finito. My button has been replaced. So there you have it, guys, how to attach the 3 main types of buttons. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so as yet, and share it with your friends because I intend to teach all of Jamaica how to sew. I don't know, a joke. I am just here to pass on the knowledge base that I have and hope that someone will develop a passion for sewing. Ear helicopter. Anyway, know what your thoughts in the comments, and I look forward to doing this again for you. Let me know what you'd like to see next week. I'd love to hear it. Take care of yourself, be safe, and happy sewing.